Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today's video is going to be about the Flying Cup. I got 10 battles for you. I am going to speed these up a little faster than normal, so let me know if it's a little too fast. But I'm hoping to try to find that nice balance. That way this isn't too long of a video. The team I'm running is Shadow Aerodactyl in the lead with Ancient Power. Followed by in the back, Drifblim with its normal moveset, and then Emolga with the normal moveset, which I just powered up for this cup. The idea for this team came from after I saw the video with HomeSliceHenry using the exact same team, so I will leave a link to the video in the description below. But let's get right into these battles. Hopping into the first match, we have... Oh, great. Terrible lead against Skarmory. Worst lead ever. I go into my Drifblim. They swap into their Drifblim, too. How about that? I go for Icy Wind. Debuff me. I believe I shield this one. I don't. Okay. And basically, okay, I'm a little bit ahead. So, yeah, I recognize that, like, we can keep even shields and be fine. And they recognize that, too, which is why they let their Drifblim go down. Little do they know, I have an Emolga in the back, which will hard wall this thing. And this is my mistake. I'm thinking like, I'll be fine. I don't need to shield. I'll be fine. And then I swap, and it's a freaking Aerodactyl in the back. And I'm like, I should have shielded. So, yeah, that's going to be a good game. A totally winnable matchup. I just needed to shield on the Emolga. So, good game. Very well played to my opponent. On to the next game. It's like, Lord, way to throw the game. Another Skarmory. I wonder how many Skarmory leads we're going to see today. Alright, same plans. Swapping Drifblim. They are staying in. Works for me. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball this time. I don't know my counts with Steel Wing, to be frank. I go for Icy Wind, which is debatable, because they can probably farm me down still safely. Later on, if that's a thing. Probably should have gone for Shadow Ball, but now I've just committed. Do I shield? Right, no, I let him go down. Alrighty, then I'm hoping I can farm down with Aerodactyl, which I do before they get to the next Flame Charge. Great. Then I come in with Emolga. I am shielding. I need to preserve health for this Emolga, because hello. And then I think this one I go for an aggressive farm down. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I was so scared of making the same mistake with the Aerodactyl. Is this an Aerodactyl in the back? It is. So, like, as you can see, shielding and farming down was very helpful. I just need to get to 3 discharges, and I will be okay then. So, could have done 1 more discharge, but thankfully they didn't sneak in a rock throw, so I should be able to get to this next discharge just fine. And hallelujah, that was going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. Holy moly. These games are extremely fast-paced for the Flying Cup if you've never done it before. Unless you want to run Mandibuzz, in which that case, if the timeout was 2.5 minutes, you'd be timing out a lot, I'm sure. Alrighty, on to match number 3. Alrighty then, we got Aerodactyl versus Altaria. Not the best lead, because the Dragon Breaths are just so oppressive. They safe swap into Skarmory, which I'm going to tell you guys right now, I would not recommend Skarmory as a safe swap unless you are prepared with electric counters or, you know, in the back, because for fire, flying, there's just Talonflame and Charizard, and I think I only saw 2 Talonflames. I just don't see Talonflames or Charizards that often. I do win switch. No shields are done. I know I'm only going to get Twin Move, which is why I'm going to the Thunderbolt to hit for some neutral damage. So pretty solid overall, because Altaria does have some bulk to it. Alright, next is Aerodactyl. Alright, this is dangerous because shields are pointless against an Aerodactyl in the grand scheme of things. I mean, it's helpful when they do get to a move. Like, I'll shield this, like I have to if I'm going to win. But Rock Throw is just so oppressive, especially on a Shadow. I think this one, I debated on not farming down, but I was just like, I need to farm down, don't I? Alright, now in comes Altaria. So, we're just going to go straight Icy Wind. They have shields, they're going to use them. And thankfully, I can get to this next one, and with a shield still in my arsenal, that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. On to the next game. We have Aerodactyl versus, oh my gosh, another Skarmory. Imagine that. They must have been prepared for this team thanks to HomeSliceHenry. Thanks, Henry. I should have known better. But again, same plan. We're going to stick with it. Going with Drifblim. They swap into their Emolga, and I go for Icy Wind, and they shield. And I'm like, I mean, I understand why they shielded at the same time, but it's like, Emolga could have survived that. Going for another Icy Wind, I'm like, let's just play this out, see how it goes. At least we're even shields, you know? And they shield again, and I'm like, ooh, should I go for Shadow Ball? I decide, at the moment, though, I didn't think I was going to win, actually, so I'm like, I'll just let this thing go down, or, you know, barely get to another Icy Wind. I decided to go for the Shadow Ball since I can make it there, and Shadow Ball will definitely do more damage. I just beat an Emolga in the 2-1 shield scenario, y'all. How about that? Alrighty, I come with the Emolga, they swap into the Aerodactyl, I go into my Aerodactyl. I recognize they want me to beat their Aerodactyl because they're going to farm me down with Skarmory. That was their only win con. They definitely need 2 moves, though granted, I don't think it would have worked. They recognize that I recognize what their play was, and so they concede the match. Good game, very well played by my opponent. Moving on to the next match. A Gligar, not a Skarmory lead. OMG. That's 3 Skarmory leads in these 5 matches so far. Alright, swap into Drifblim. That's what I decided to do. Didn't really know how to play this out. I go for Icy Wind. They shield. Do I make it to another one? I do, barely. Yeah, I think they were, yeah. If I remember correctly, if you're fast enough on the swap, you can beat a Drifblim before it gets to the second Icy Wind. In this case, they were not, which is why I was able to get both shields with 2 Icy Winds. I do shield this because it's a rock, especially with it being a rock slide. That would have still hurt despite being double debuffed. Alright then. Yeah, so again, Gligar, not too familiar. I think Drifblim. Emolga definitely doesn't preferably not want to see this, I think. I'm not really sure how to play these matchups right now. I don't see too many Gligars from my experience. And then they have an Altaria. And this is going to be a rough battle because Altaria is bulky. It will survive 2 discharges just fine. But I'm thinking, like, I can farm down, get some farm, you know, and then hit a Thunderbolt on the Gligar and win this game. So definitely going to play it out and see. I double up again. And I definitely underestimated how much a discharge would do. I should have gone for a Thunderbolt. That might have been enough, actually, to win the game. And I just decided to go for another discharge. So at this point, I'm just like, I think he's got at least 2 wing attacks, this Gligar. This game is over. Which, as we can see, it is. Good game. Very well played to my opponent. So this first set, we are at 3-2 so far. So, you know, it's positive. I just surrender after that. Save a couple extra seconds. Frillish. Oh, that was a terrible toss. So, yeah. It's like Flying Cup. Typically really fast battles. Unless you're using Mandibus. Righty, on to the next set immediately. Game 6. Another Skarmory lead. Oh my gosh, our 4th Skarmory lead. How about that? Alright, they're staying in, which is fine by me. I think this is yep, I keep farming up, and I didn't throw, which is great, because that'll serve well against the Aerodactyl here. It's a non-shadow, so that's why they're able to survive the Icy Wind here, because it might survive even as a shadow, but barely, and I could hex it down. So I do get a shield from them, which is great. I think I bring in my Aerodactyl here. Probably for single move, Rock Slide is the better move, but I mean, Aerodactyl is so blasting in the first place. Oh yeah, I'm trusting in my Emolga to finish the game on this one, because I know they're going to bring in the Skarmory. Alrighty, and then do I shield? Yep, need to preserve health, because Emolga's all I got, basically. And they do offer Braver, which is a smart play. At this point, though, I think I recognize... It was either this match or a later match where I'm going against an Altaria, and I just recognize, like, how the game's going to play out. Yeah, the Dragon Breaths are just so oppressive. There's really not much I can do here. I believe I lose this game. Oh, yeah. There's no way. I should be top lefting here soon, I think. Yep, I top left. Good game. Very well played to my opponent. So, 3-3. Not the best, but not the worst. Ooh, Pelipper, this will be interesting. I'm thinking Wing Attack, and it's a Water Gun Pelipper, so not great at all. But I'm just going to stay in here because I don't know what I'm doing. We go for Weather Ball. I do shield. I am going to farm down. I do have an Ancient Power ready, and it's an Altaria. Most of the time, you're going to shield because most people are running Rock Slide, which is probably the better move. Alrighty, then I'm going to come in with Dripplin. That is my best response to Altaria. Gonna go for the Icy Wind here. Oh my god, lag. Why? Why? Lag is excruciating. Alright, then do I shield this? No, I do not. Alrighty then. Dripplin got some decent stats to it on the defensive side. I decided to stay in here and go for an Icy Wind. Get a shield from Zapdos. Was it their final one? I can't quite remember. Oh, and then I snipe with Emolga before they can even get to a move. So thankfully, because of the shield I have, I am going to win this game very comfortably. We're going to go for some discharges here. Do I finish off with a Thunderbolt? No, I do not. I just go for the discharge immediately. After, of course, I shield this move. And that's going to be a good game to the opponent. Very well played. I mean, it was just like, dang. Yeah, Thunderbolt should have taken him out then, so I could have gone for a Thunderbolt. Right, GG's again. Very well played. On to the next match. 4-3, trying to stay positive for the day. But now we're approaching a triangular storm here. Another Skarmory lead. That's like, what, the 5th Skarmory lead, I think? Oh my gosh. Alright, as you can see, I swap into Driplim. I think they were slow on the swap for Aerodactyl, so I immediately go for an Icy Wind. It's another non-shadow, so I already know I'm going to lose this game. They should be shielding this if they want to take Switch, which they should be. Pretty safe to assume that I have a counter for Skarmory in the back, considering I'm running Aerodactyl. I try to get to this Icy Wind, and I barely not make it. I was just like, oh, dang it. I want to say I shield this. Yeah, the Dragon Breaths are so oppressive, and even Sky Attack will still do a solid amount of damage. It's pretty ridiculous, like, how it is. I go for Ancient Power, because I don't want them to reach the second Sky Attack, which they will if they shield. And then they come in with Skarmory. I swap into my Emolga, and thankfully, this is going to be a pretty comfortable matchup. You know, Emolga is resisting every move that Skarmory has. Steel Wing, Flash Cannon, Sky Attack, and Brave Bird, not Drill Peck. Hello, Help. I know my movesets for Skarmory. I take out the Skarmory, and then they should be realizing the writing is on the wall. But nope, it's a Moonblast, because I had no shields, of course, but I was able to farm down with Aerodactyl. So it was a lot closer than I was thinking it was at the moment of the battle, but good game, very well played to my opponent. On to the next game. Another Skarmory. Is that, what, our 6th Skarmory lead here? I just need to change my lead up, don't I? Alright then. Driplimp. They swap in very quickly on this one, so I believe this is the one where I only get 1 shield off of them. And of course it's a Shadow, so you have to shield your Shadow. The Shadow is so glassy, it is ridiculous. I can barely not make it for the second Icy Wind. So I believe I come in with Aerodactyl, and then I will have to commit a shield myself. And I will farm down. They go for Ancient Power. Alrighty then, and they are very smart. They come in with the Skarmory right away to get some farm on here. They can just farm down with Steel Wing. I don't think they shield. Yep, nope, not surprising. It's Ancient Power. And then this is the one I think I top. Yep, I top left. For even shields, Dragon Breath is so OP. I'm just not going to be able to make it. I need like 4 discharges, even though that last one, it'll be like so low HP. Right, we got the mirror here. Excuse me. Right, so I'm just going to stay in here and hopefully farm down. Ow, I decided to snipe in with the Emolga. Alright, and then they come with Dripplin, which tells me they are extremely weak to Emolga in the back. So I'm like, okay, need to keep the Emolga alive at all costs. So I'm just going to shield these Icy Winds, even though one of them I could tank just fine, though granted not necessarily with enough HP. Alright, I'm going to go for another discharge. I'm trying to time my moves as best as I can. Oh, this game, I remember this game. The lag, oh my gosh, like, I should have been able to get another discharge off before they got the second Icy Wind, but no. Lag/Niantic Shenanigans had another idea for us. So I'm going in I managed to, I remember this. I managed to sack swap my Aerodactyl onto the Icy Wind. It was important to keep your count straight. Do I come in with my own Driplim now to get some farm and energy? Yes, I do. And it is a Zapdos in the back. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Zapdos, since they swapped in right away, should have gotten to whatever move they have before my IC win. So I'm like, ooh, I'm going to lose this matchup. For sure they have Thunderbolt or whatever, or Discharge, and it's a Drill Peck. I'm like, are they trying to get some farm on here? But I end up knocking it out, and then I'm going for a Discharge on the Drifblim, and that is going to be a good game. Very well played to my opponent. And then that is another 3-2 set, so we went 6-4 on the team. HomeSliceHenry, thanks so much for the idea. Definitely had a lot of fun running this team, even though a couple matches I was just like, I do not know what I am doing, but we're just going to do it. So thankfully the lag in that last game didn't affect the ultimate outcome by the looks of it, but I do feel sorry for any opponent who has lag with them, because it just stinks when you're the victim of lag. So thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.